Hey guys, we're back. It's Shiraz Ali, JR from Stock Sharks. We're back kind of breaking down in these 5-minute videos of just us talking about stocks.
These are fun. These are fun to do.
That's awesome. I love it. Trying to keep it ourselves. We just started this. Me and JR will probably butt heads as you guys watch us on different topics and on different companies that we're looking at.
That's just natural.
Yeah, or should be, man. And right now, we aren't posting this on Instagram or TikTok or other shit. It's strictly on YouTube, under 5 minutes. We aren't one of those guys that's going to break down a company for 30, 40 minutes. There's other channels, other guys for that if you guys are watching one particular stock. But if you want that, become a Stock Sharks member today because that's what we do. We break down a company in full guidance, full length, one-on-one consulting, and tons of research and a great community. So just hit the links, stocksharksresearch.com, become a member. Cancel anytime if you don't like us, but we hope you like us. And yeah, man, we're just here to help at the end of the day. We have a great community, not only helping with the stock market, but helping with business consulting, whatever you guys need. We're just all around. So let's get into it. JR, favorite all. So this is interesting. We're gonna talk about a company which a lot of you guys at least have heard of, but it's interesting. This is our favorite all around stock, and it's up there with Google for me as well, but let's and we know we hate just that. Let's talk about a blue chip stock, but sometimes you just got to, guys. Sometimes you got to. But
Well, I think
you
when you're talking about an all-around stock, it has to be a blue chip stock. Can't be mentioned like in the previous categories you did. They're a bit risk on.
yeah, I agree. I agree.
And I was doing the when I was
it's
doing the
gotta
research.
be.
Oh, that
I was saying it's gotta be. It's gotta be one of the Meg Sevens, right? At the end of the day, you could kind of pick and choose which one you're playing with, which is why I kind of said right now for me, it's more Google. But JR, take it away on what you're saying.
funny you mentioned that because those were the two names that I was debating on between. And for me, I'm looking at which one can I get the best return on investment. And this one stock has been really good for me over the last 10, 12 years. I've been in and out of it a bunch of times. I mean, I just wish I never sold when I first bought it. I can tell you that much. And that's Meta Platforms, ticker META on the NASDAQ, formerly Facebook.com. Everyone knows what Meta does, what they do. They're a dominance in digital advertising, robust financial health, and strong investments in artificial intelligence. Now, what attracts me the most to it and why I think it's my favorite, and this is just my or our opinion, is the valuation compared to its peers. I just see it has the most upside compared to a Google, Nvidia, all the other companies. And I'm just a strong believer in advertisement as being a staple of growth for a company. And their family of apps between Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and all the other things that they want to do. We're going to cross out Oculus now because it's ruled a complete failure. The reason why it's funny because Sharks members would know I was very bullish on that segment, but it's a complete failure. But you have
So wait, let's get before we get into that, why what like they pivoted into glasses, what seem to be doing well, and some of the cool shit we're seeing there. Oculus, when you made us all buy it, we all ended up buying stuff. We noticed it was too heavy, it's annoying.
oh man, the good old
You
days of
also had
Google.
that whole metaverse, you had the NFT shit going on, so it
Build
felt like it
a
was like
Stock Sharks office in VR. I was bullish on this thing, man.
I don't know. I thought, I wasn't from the probably a weekend when I bought it. I was like, yo, can I return this thing? And then I remember playing in like my garage, like the boxing game. I was like, yo, my
Yeah,
neck's fucked. You know? But like what happened with it? Let's get into that. What happened with Oculus? This video might be longer than 5 minutes, but what happened with
I
Oculus?
think it might have just been ahead of its time. So what
Yeah.
what they did was they essentially borrowed from the future to bring a product from the future to the current times. Like when you really think about it, like VR, virtual reality, it is kind of an out there idea where people are still watching. People are still very simple, right? You go to a bar, you watch a sports game, you hang out with your family. During COVID, there was all these types of new ideas that were coming, and Meta took a massive risk. They essentially mortgaged the company to pivot the company and turn it to something that it wasn't. And that's essentially what happened. They overspent on something that the customer and society was not ready for. And they were too aggressive with it, and they still are spending a lot on it, but they're slowly starting to cut back, as you see now.
Well,
And
it
they
looked
finally
like
had
that they
their,
just made that pivot to the Ray-Bans, right? Which looks kind of neat and cool. I know people with it. I know
yep,
people that like
they're
it.
awesome. They're
And,
awesome.
and so not everything is a failure. Everything's kind of a lesson, and you know how Zuckerberg is. I think something will come out of this in the future, but as of right now, let's kind of get back into the stock now. What are you seeing as a good rebound? Like the stock, well, let's talk about the stock's numbers. So in the past year, it's still up 31% on the year,
Mhm.
right? You have a little drawdown in the past, what, 6 months, 10%. Today it's up. While we're recording, it's I don't know what's coming out, guys, but it's January 7th. It's down 11. It's down 2% today. Nothing crazy. So it hasn't really bled that much compared
No.
to most of the stuff we would look at, right?
It just doesn't it hasn't been supercharged like the other companies, the other Mag 7 names. It's kind of had a slow down step back from its all-time highs. And that's just the reason why to me it's a great all-around stock. To me, Meta Platforms is the strongest, most intelligent advertising platform ever created in the history of mankind. The way that they're able to strategically target and get people ads, and the way that their app, everyone uses their apps, but it's not the same for everybody, tells you just how tailored it is and why they dominate in advertising.
I
And I
agree.
don't think that's ever going to change because it's ingrained. When you have your platforms as verbs in society, Instagram it, Facebook it, call me on WhatsApp, whatever those staples may be. Those are it's like Google it, Uber it, right? You know what I mean? They're verbs for society that the company has. That's called staying power. And it's only growing. Like Meta has not had a slowdown in growth or users. Well, eventually they're going to have, there's only so many people on Earth, but they claim to have around half to one third of the Earth using their
Yeah,
platforms.
they had 3 billion on Facebook, and just to give you guys the heads up, because we learned this, because our Facebook growth has been tremendous and our Instagram growth is tremendous, but they're 2 different demographics. It's crazy. We're pretty much the Wall Street bets for boomers on Facebook, and it's very active, and some reels will hit on Instagram and won't hit on Facebook and vice versa.
Vice
So,
versa.
it's very interesting to see that they have all the demographics they need for each app, right? And Facebook's still the king at the end of the day. I believe Instagram has 1.5 or 2 billion users and Instagram's at 3 billion. And that's pretty crazy.
Daily active users, not just users, daily active
And the
users.
crazy thing is, like, I'm 40, Jared's a little bit younger than me, and, like, a lot of our guys on Facebook, but my parents are, and it's kinda crazy to see that we think Facebook a lot of us think, "Oh, Facebook's dead." It's not. It's definitely not dead because we grew from 7,000 to 110,000 followers in, like, 6 months, and they are pushing it out more and more now, and I don't ever see Facebook dying completely, and I don't see Instagram dying completely, and I think Zuckerberg is just too damn smart and I like this stock. I don't see it, I see it as a good long-term stock. I always have. Um,
And
but
that's why it's my most all-around stock because there's so much components to it that even if you wanna be negative on it, you have to be positive on it. Like,
yeah,
there's been so much social media competitors that have come since. Facebook was the first after MySpace, and they're still there.
yeah,
Twitter has changed hands multiple times. Snapchat is a dumpster fire. TikTok, who knows?
yeah,
There hasn't been someone to knock them off their crown yet because they're so able to adapt. Now, they
yeah.
made a huge mistake with the whole Meta rebrand and whatnot, but it hasn't mattered. It hasn't mattered.
Mm.
They're overspending in AI because they can. They have so much
They're
cash, so much money.
overspending on talent, that which they just bought a new company recently. What was the company again?
Magnus.
And they literally bought it for the talent, as JR mentioned in other videos. I think on our podcast, we talked about it a bit. They're up on revenue per quarter, $51 billion last quarter, which is mind blowing.
They don't slow down. They don't slow
Not
down. And
slowing down.
Zuckerberg's one of the shrewdest, best CEOs out there. So to me, that's why it classifies as an all-around stock, right?
Yeah.
Is even when they have their hiccups, they're still in dominant fashion. Kind of like Google as well. Google had a narrative and perception hiccup last year, and they fixed it right away. Um, but yeah, the thing is to me is like Meta's never been the crown, like the top dog. And I think that kind of gives it an advantage in a way where they could continue to grow and run their business and continue to be one of the dominant advertisement platforms. They
Yeah.
don't have as much branches off like say an Amazon or Google does because they have so much other investments in different areas and different spaces. But I think Meta just grows, and that's what makes it a great all-around stock. And what's a good thing is the stock can be a little volatile at times. So if you get a pullback, it's an opportunity.
Mhm.
So
Cool. I love it.
that's why it's my favorite all-around stock.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll still take Google, but it's a good call, man. Good call. Just safe. We think it's a obviously safe bet. Obviously, do your own due diligence, do your own homework. We do break down Meta here and there for our members. Thanks for watching, guys. This was a quick breakdown on this one, and we hope you liked it. Please subscribe, become a member if you want to get more information, want to research, want a community, want.
We also cover Meta's earnings every quarter on our website. So if you want to read our version of their earnings report, check it out there.
Cool. Awesome, guys. We'll see you in the next video.